Welcome to the Senior Estate Concierge Show. At Senior Estate Concierge, our mission is to bridge the gaps in the senior services industry and provide a highly compassionate, trusted, and caring team of professional solution providers and resources for seniors and families dealing with life changes and challenges. Find us online at seniorestateconcierge.com.
Senior Estate Concierge podcasts are designed to be informational and educational while featuring trustworthy service providers, and are also made possible through the support of a select group of sponsors. Bill Graff and Carmen Donaldson, the Graff Donaldson Realty Group with CB&A Realtors, are your trusted real estate advisors and senior specialists in the greater West, Southwest, and Northwest Houston areas. With over 30 years combined real estate experience, let them make your home selling and your home buying journey stress-free and exciting. Call 281-798-5876 or 713-594-5448. Experience the difference. This is Gail Stolzenberg with the Senior Estate Concierge and another podcast about our members featuring Don Bloomer, owner of Interim Healthcare and leader of the Senior Estate Concierge Southeast Chapter. Don, tell us, where did you grow up?
Well, I grew up in a variety of places because I was a Navy brat. So we went where my dad went and spent time growing up in Hawaii, Michigan. But most of my time was in Kansas. So I went to school in Olathe High School and on to college at the University of Kansas.
Oh, all right, right. So just out of curiosity, what prompted you to start Interim Healthcare?
So Interim Healthcare is a national brand. They're a franchise, and I was at a point in my career that I led departments and various home health agency roles for other big national brands. And at a career change, I was at a crossroads, we'll say, for what did I want to do with all of the experience I had sort of next. And it was the time in my life that I decided to go the entrepreneur route. And I was looking at a variety of franchises. I was very impressed with what the Interim brand represented and the opportunities that particular franchise had available for home health agencies and the lines of services that we could do.
Okay. So why did you get involved with the Senior Estate Concierge?
Well, very early when my business was quite young in our first year and a half, we're always looking for opportunities to work with the senior services community, find the right networking groups that have other people involved that can support our patients and our business at the same time. Bill Graff did a great job of with his startup team at promoting his new networking group on social media. So it was constantly coming up in my Facebook. And so I would see the Facebook posts with a sharp looking group of people looking energized and benefiting from each other's knowledge and resources. And so I wanted to go to one of the meetings. So I went to one of the meetings, and it was, about 5 years ago, I think, maybe 4, but it was really starting to blossom before COVID hit. And the people I met when I did go and the model he had there was just a lot of features that appealed to me, and mostly the people that were there.
Yeah, that's fantastic. I appreciate that. So tell us a little bit about how your company evolved.
When you purchase different franchises, I only know this one. So our franchise has a process They do guide and direct what they think you should, how much you should take on as far as what we call lines of business. So we started out with a basic line of business, which is in-home personal care services and supports, which is a non-skilled model. I am a nurse. And I have run skilled nursing home health agencies, but as it's being my own business venture, we started out with the non-skilled model, which is companion care, but also personal care, which means you can help with bathing and getting dressed and things like this. Provide a variety of services that people need to stay safe in their home. So that's what we started with. But the benefit of the franchise is that you can go into different lines of business, such as a staffing model. And they have policies and procedures to support being a staffing resource, which is actually how this particular franchise started long ago. And then we have the ability to do home health, which is the skilled side. And over time, we have been working on our home health service line to add to the personal care services that we started with. And it has been about a 2.5, 3 year process. And just this week, we had a big milestone because we were told our number was approved to be a Medicare agency by the Centers for Medicare Services. So we're very excited to have that official result. And then if we chose to, we can add hospice, and hospice is another service line. So going back to why we chose the franchise was because we could, have a lot of different service lines. Should we choose to, every owner can choose how to administer their business. And we have worked with the guidance of the franchisor to help us implement these different lines of service.
In the words of Michael J. Fox, family is not an important thing, it's everything. At the Otego Law Firm, they help their clients take care of their families. Whether helping adult children navigate the Medicaid application process with parents, or preparing an estate plan to take care of a client's spouse and children, they help families protect themselves and their own. Contact Carolyn Otego, the Otego Law Firm, at www.lawortego.com. That's LAWORTEGO.com, or call 832-557-4593. That's great. So you're both a in-home non-medical and a in-home skill.
Correct. And there's actually, there are a lot of choices when it comes to non-medical home care services and franchises. There's not as many that do both the home health and the home care.
No, I know that now. So
right.
When we talk about the senior estate concierge, in what way do you specifically deal with the seniors and their families on that area?
The seniors in my personal family?
Oh, no, I'm thinking about the seniors and their families.
Oh, in our organization, in our business?
Yes.
So, the nice thing about what we do is the families we're going to work very closely with them to build an individual service plan to determine what is it they are looking for from our caregivers when they are in the home. And they can determine how much care, as far as hours, how little we can do small increments all the way to 24/7 support. And then we work with the families to make sure that the caregivers that are sent are doing what it is they are looking for us to do. So that means spending time with the clients and their families as well to see what is important. We also have an added benefit of working with long-term care policies. If somebody has a long-term care policy, they have invested in themselves and now they get to benefit from that. So we'll work very closely with the agencies who the policy holders to call its assignment of benefits. We'll take all the paperwork burdens off the family, all the billing and things that keep them in compliance, and just provide the service. And as well, we can work with the veterans. So we're in network with the VA to do to help administer their programs and provide caregiving services and skilled services to their veterans.
Well, Dawn, I know you are a very busy lady, but tell us in your spare time what do you do?
Well, Gail, there's a few things I like to do. It's an interesting question. So I love to play poker. So I'm a poker player.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Surprise, surprise. So that's those are things that you can do a little bit more of in Texas at poker clubs. I don't go to the poker clubs. I do home games. But it is something I enjoy. There's good people that put some fun home games together. And I like to go on cruises. I'm a cruise travel agent, so on the side, I can plan cruises, and I have a few clients that I plan cruises for. So I would call that definitely a hobby. I like to plan travel. I like to travel, and I like to work with people to have a nice cruise. So that's sort of a separate thing. And then I am involved in politics, so I try to support my local community with some of the political activities that can occur. I work some polling locations to help administer elections, and you meet a lot of your neighbors that way, and just stay involved to try to improve our community.
What great hobbies! So, for our listeners to get in touch with you, what is the best phone number, email address, website, contact information?
So our office's number is 832-404-2006. My email is D as in Dawn, Bloomer. So DBLOOMER, dbloomer at interimhealthcare.com. Our website is interim.com/SE-Houston. So that stands for Southeast Houston, which is our main territory where we have our office, and kind of spreads out from there. So,
well, Dawn, thank you again for sharing the information with us today. This concludes our interview with Dawn Bloomer. For more information on the Southeast chapter or the other 5 chapters, go to seniorestateconcierge.com or contact me at Gail@seniorestateconcierge.com. That's GAIL at seniorestateconcierge.com. Be sure and watch for next week's podcast.
Have you ever thought about doing your own podcast? It is the absolute best way to grow your brand, spread your message, and build your following. Fresh Media Works can help. We do all the heavy lifting, and you just focus on your message. To find out how easy we can make launching your new podcast, call 713-269-4620 or check us out at freshmediaworks.com.